All right, part 7. So this is a reflection. So the goal of this project is to basically decide how you're going to buy a car. So part 1, we looked at the price and the miles on the car. Part 2, we looked at how expensive your car was in terms of the other cars you found. Part 3, we looked at which car had the most maintenance costs, SUV, sedan, or truck. We looked at how people satisfied people with their cars and safety for their cars. On part 4, we looked at whether considered how cheap it was or luxurious or a 5-star rating. And then we looked at how fast it was going to depreciate. And then we looked at how much it would cost me to get to work. So you need to pick about which parts for you are the most important. So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking price of the car, very important. So part 1 feels very important, and the miles is very important. Comparing how expensive it is by the others feels very important. I don't want to get ripped off. That's 2 things that feel very important. To me, safety and maintenance costs, these things feel not as important, but definitely feel important. This part does not feel as important to me. I don't really care what luxury. I can look at the price. We've already done some of these things. I feel that doesn't feel important to me. I'm going to keep my car forever, so I don't really care about depreciation. I'm going to have my car until it dies, and so I don't really care about that. And fuel economy feels very important to me. I care a lot about gas mileage and how efficient it is. So if I'm going to write here, I would explain all the parts that were important. I would explain what I just said. Part 1 is very important because I want a good price and I want to have good miles. Part 2 is important because I don't want to get ripped off. I want to know comparing it to others. Part 3 is a little bit important. I do care about maintenance. I do care about satisfaction and safety. So I think these things are helpful. Part 4 does not feel important to me. Part 5 does not feel important to me because I'm going to keep my car until it dies. And part 6 feels very important because I care a lot about how much gas I'm using and how much it's costing me to get to work. So that's the idea. And so and then you're going to think which is least important. I just mentioned which one's least important. And then given what we just looked at, now which car are you going to pick? Make sure I'm using at least 3 sections to help me decide which of these 3 cars. So I highlighted this car, one from here, and one from here. Now I have to decide which of those 3 cars am I actually going to pick. And then the last part is when you're thinking about buying a car, what's one takeaway from this project?